Hello everybody, welcome back to Mythical Creations. And today I am doing my own video on how to do swatching of different art supplies. So first off, you want to know what you're going to swatch. So I have a variety of pens, pencils, markers, crayons, more markers, Posca pens, colored pencils, an eraser, and some watercolors. So today we're going to be swatching all of these. So first, what you want to do is figure out what paper works best with your materials. So, for example, watercolors work best with watercolor paper. The paint pens work best with acrylic paper. Alcohol markers, they work best with Bristol board, but I don't have any of that, so a good substitute is some heavy mixed media paper. So I will take out a page from each of these and we'll get to swatching. So here we have our 3 pieces of paper. We have mixed media paper, watercolor paper, and acrylic paper. First, we're going to start off with our watercolor paper and our watercolors. So right here, I have some koi watercolors. This is a mixing tray, and here's the palette. This is a water brush, which you have water in the tube here, and then you have your brush tub. You assemble the brush, and you can start with your swatching. So, what you want to do is put each of these onto your piece of watercolor paper. A good thing to do is take a fine line or a pen, anything really, and you mark with it the number. So like this here says 003, so I'd write 003 and then this. I'd put it down. Let's do that now. Now I like to go in a way where you can see each of the colors in like a brick, and you just go along the top like it is here. Some colors appear to be more opaque than others are more transparent. Like this yellow here is a lot more opaque than that one, which you can see through to the texture of the paper. And it can also do with how you're applying it. Alright, now that we have all our colors listed, put down, now we need to label them. First, we're going to wait for them to dry a little bit. But while we're waiting for them to dry, we can start with figuring out how they blend and how they just work in general. So these pens here are Micron, and they are alcohol-based markers, which means you can use watercolors on top of them without them blending or getting muddy. So we're gonna just use one of the thicker ones on here just to show how they work. So we're gonna swatch these as well because they go along with the watercolor markers. So you have to start with writing down what it is. So this is a Pigma Graphic 1, so that's what we write. And then we just put some swatches next to it. So you draw a box, color it in, do some lines. Just try to get the feel of the pen. So do some dots, see how that works with it. And that's generally how you want to do swatching. So we're gonna now speed through the rest of our pens. And now we're done with the pen swatching. And now what we do is just grab any random color and we test it over the top of it. And see how the pen interacts. So see how it doesn't bleed at all? That's what we want. It's good. Test a few different colors. Yep, all good. Now we let these dry a little bit longer because this one at the top is still wet. Now we try how these blend. So we need a single gradient, aka monochrome gradient, and a contrasting gradient, aka complementary, and then I forgot the last one is called, but I'm just gonna call it a side-by-side gradient. It's off camera because, again, forgot I was in the frame. Great, yep. So complementary is just opposites of each other. Monochrome, single color, side-by-side, two colors next to each other on the color wheel. So we're gonna start with the top one. We're gonna start with red. Give it a bit more water. And watch it fade out. into a lighter color. And then we can just darken up the top. And that'll drag the color more so that we really have the monochrome gradient here. Now we will grab the red again and then at the middle of the page we grab green and start on this end. And then we blend the two together in the middle. We grab the green, put it in the middle here, and we grab the red again, put it in the middle. And just have it blend nicely. Now we'll get our green and then we'll do blue next to it. Now our color should be dry enough so we can put our brush away and label our colors with the watercolor, with the alcohol brush pens, with the microns. So these are koi watercolors, so we'll write that on the side. And then we actually need to open this back up so we have our numbers again. 003. And 004. And there is our first swatch of the watercolors and their materials. Next, we will get out our acrylic paper and test out the Poscas. So we'll just right at the top here Posca paint markers. And this is in Japanese, so I can't read anything. So we just know it's Posca. And obviously I don't know the color names either, so I'm just gonna say what it looks like. I know they have actual color names, but as I said, I can't read Japanese. So as you see here, this one isn't very vibrant and it eats at the paper a lot along with our tangerine. And also, as you can see, it takes a while to dry as the orange pulled into the apricot. The yellow isn't prepped yet. I have used these before, So what you need to do is just press repeatedly until the color comes to the top of the nib. Usually it's white beforehand. This is so that the paint doesn't expire early. Hello. So we're back here because my video decided to just stop without my knowledge. So this is the finished swatches. I mean, you're probably getting bored of it anyway. So these right here are all the Spectrum Noir markers, the illustrators that are here. We went through blending and just normal swatching. There's also a blender marker, which is shown here. And then there was also a bunch of fine liners, a gel pen, and there was a pencil that we swatched too. The watercolors are over here. We got through all of those. And then the Posca paint pens, I also went through how to blend them, but the blending didn't really work, so that was kind of a bust. Then there's just the last 3 colors that we didn't get through because the video cut off. So that's the end of the video, and goodbye.